Okay, so how did I come to Epworth? I was invited by Carolyn Skinker. I'm a teacher at Wooten High School, and at the time, her husband Dudley hired me at Wooten, and Carolyn worked in the front office, and I guess we must have been talking, and I was telling her that I was kind of looking for a new church because the church that I grew up in, I went there my whole life with my parents, my grandmother, and they decided to start going somewhere else. And I was living here in Gaithersburg, and I didn't want to go all the way up there. So I was starting to look at other churches, and Carolyn said, well, why don't you try Epworth?
Since a long time, I was looking for a church where my kids can learn something, and when we are going back home, we get something. They get to know God, Jesus, and I went to few churches, and when I came back, I wasn't satisfied, you can say. But when I came here, and when she came back, she said that I want to go back there again, and she was quite happy, and she was telling me the stories and what did they do here. The next time I thought I should bring my son too. And when he came here, first he was a little bit nervous, but after 5 minutes he was comfortable. So if my kids are getting something and me too, then I would love to come here.
I moved to Maryland in 2013, and then I was just walking down the road trying to find a church. And I walked into Epworth. The Saturday, I called Pastor Jen and asked her, when are your services? And she said there are 3 services. But then I asked, what's the praise and worship? Because that's what I like in the church. And she said, oh, that's a good thing, a praise and worship. And then when I came that Sunday, I felt welcome. The praise and worship was very nice, which is like 99% of the time. That's what I in church, the praise and worship.
I was actually introduced to Epworth through Rosemont Elementary School. I was a PTA president there last year. Luckily, Jennifer Fenner, who is the pastor here, invited me. She was our treasurer last year. And that's how I came here to Epworth.
The things I want to come here and learn, and I want from the church, are that we should learn something about God, and my kids should be on the right path, and they should learn about God, and where I should be comfortable, my kids would be comfortable, and we are treated like a family. And this church is the place where I found all these things.
One thing that I definitely look for in a church when I first started attending is the friendliness, the family relationship, or the family-oriented atmosphere that the church can actually present. Because a lot of us, when we're looking for church, we're actually looking for to feel closer to God and to feel that family environment.
So what I initially was looking for when I was looking for a church, I was looking for a place where my daughter could grow up and it could be her church.
When you come to a church, you're looking at the greeting, because the first people that meet you, that's your first impression. So the greeter play a very important role in the church. And then when they come in, the welcoming that we give them, that is very important in the church.
Since we've started to come here at Epworth, my children's thirst for God has increased. And that is something that I think as parents definitely makes you want to come to church, when you see that your children are excited to come to church, when your children are asking you, when are we going to church, when your children are coming home and talking about Jesus and going over the stories and going over what activities they did in church.
Epworth has been like a family to me, because I had a big situation with my family in Liberia, and the church stood by me. Every member in Epworth, the 3 services, knew every child in my family name in Liberia. So I have come to realize that this church is the church of God, where the love of Christ is shown in Epworth. Based on that, I go out in the community and tell people that I go to Epworth United Methodist Church, and the church is where you find love. Christ is the center of the church. Within that, I'm able to invite people based on my story. I just tell them the good thing that I experienced in Epworth. So I just tell them the goodness of Epworth and the love of Christ that is felt in Epworth. And when they come to visit Epworth, they experience the same thing that I told them about Epworth. They experience it for themselves.
So my experience here at Epworth has been amazing. This church is very welcoming, very friendly, and they just make you, the whole environment makes you want to come. It makes you want to thirst for God's path and to strengthen your relationship with Jesus Christ.
We are Birch family, and we are the member of Epworth, and we love coming here and following Jesus.
I'm Kathy Ruback. I'm a member of Epworth United Methodist Church, and I love Jesus.
My name is Vanessa Carbajal. I'm a member of Epworth along with my family, and I love Jesus.
I'm Ophelia Vi. I'm the UNW president, and I love Epworth. In Epworth, you feel the love of Jesus Christ. Everyone is being free with the Spirit of God. I love Epworth.